evening to you, Joyce.
Oh, good evening to you, Zain. A warm welcome to our viewers. My name is Joyce Mabika. Nobo Maungwa is on sign language.
And of course, later on, Dora Ngube will be joining us from our Montreux studios, and capping the bulletin and sport will be Anashe Murombedzi. But we kick off the bulletin with the leading stories.
ZANUPF President and First Secretary Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa says the Women's League is key in bolstering the ruling party.
He said this at the ZANUPF Women's League National Assembly at the party headquarters in Harare.
In business, Afreximbank signs an $80 million United States dollar facility with CBZ Bank.
And in sport, Zimbabwe drawn in Group B of the 2024 COSAFA Cup.
And I'll give you the news in detail. ZANUPF President and First Secretary Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa says the Women's League is the nerve center of the ruling party.
He was addressing the ZANUPF Women's League National Assembly at the party headquarters in Harare this Friday. Our diplomatic correspondent, Josephine Mugio, gives us the details.
ZANUPF President and First Secretary Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa this Friday addressed the first meeting of 2024 for the party's Women's League National Assembly. The president said the Women's League is the nerve center of the ZANUPF party.
Drawn from the country's 10 provinces, the ZANUPF women's leadership met this Friday to take stock of their performance, among other issues. They were addressed by the party leadership, with President Mnangagwa emphasizing the key role of the Women's League in bolstering the ruling party.
I want to honor your endurance. I want to honor your strength. I want to honor your hard, honest work. I want to honor your focus. I want to honor your commitment to the party and your commitment to government. Congratulations, Makorokoto and Flop. You, the Women's League of our revolutionary party, ZANUPF, is like the heart, the lungs, the liver and the blood in the board politic of ZANUPF. Musangano ukashaya madzimai awafa azvinei kuti ndokupi. Musangano unosimba kana uchitsikirwa namadzimai. I can assure you, I'm very clear in my mind that the Women's League is the nerve center of the party. If we want the party to continue to be vibrant, we must continuously fertilize the center.
With the meeting being the first Women's League National Assembly to be held after the August 23 elections, President Mnangagwa applauded women for their role in mobilizing voters.
Comrades, I recall our last National Assembly meeting of the Women's League, which we held in June 2023, which called for women to work together for a landslide victory of the party. Takaiwana victory in August. Pamsakapeni. Pamberine Women's League. Pamberine Women's League. Pamberine Women's League. Pasle Mandu. The last August elections, I want to thank the mobilization which was done by both the Women and the Youth League. I congratulate you. As a result of your mobilization, Takaba Rakash, Tikaba Sasanga,
President Mnangagwa said loyalty from the party members must begin at individual level.
While collective loyalty is critical, President Mnangagwa put emphasis on the need for individual allegiance.
Loyalty to the party, loyalty to the leadership does not begin in a collective manner. It begins individually. You must have individual loyalty to your party. When each one of us has loyalty to the party collectively, then we have loyalty to the party. Don't have loyalty to the party because you are in a group. Your individual loyalty, when put together, becomes a group loyalty, not the other way around.
The ZANUPF First Secretary also called for unity among women, encouraging them to support each other in their various roles of service.
Negative traits where women would pull each other down have no space in the Second Republic.
President Mnangagwa said as the nerve center of the party, the Women's League must spearhead developmental projects that transform the livelihoods of the ordinary people. Josephine Mugio, ZBC News, ZANUPF headquarters.
Meanwhile, the ZANUPF Women's League has reaffirmed its support to the ruling party in propelling the national development agenda towards Vision 2030.
The ZANUPF victory in the 2023 elections has allowed the party to steer the nation towards achieving an upper middle income society by 2030. This Friday, the ruling party's Women's League met for its National Assembly, where it reaffirmed a commitment towards a development-oriented trajectory. ZANUPF Secretary for Women Affairs, Comrade Mabel Chinomona, said the League will continue to support the vision by President Emmerson Mnangagwa, rallying women to support the party's development agenda.
Distinguished guests, comrades and friends, you will recall that the last time we met as the National Assembly, the party was preparing for the August 2023 harmonized elections, which resulted in a reassuring victory for our president and our party, and a renewed government mandate. The election result confirmed what we, as the ZANUPF Women's League, already knew.
ZANUPF National Chairperson Comrade Opamuchinguri Kashiri also weighed in celebrating the role of the Women's League in the ruling party.
Warikutarisa Vision 2030 kuti munenge muripo kufadzwa nebasa ramuri kuita Your Excellency nekuratidza support yavo kumabasa amuri kuita Vision 2030 NDS 1 zvese zvamuri kuita food security infrastructure wakati basa ngaripere 2030. We commend the Women's League leadership for mounting an impressive campaign, mobilizing the electorate to vote for Team ZANUPF and preaching a message of peace to our people.
The party's Vice President and Second Secretary, Comrade Kembo Mahadi, noted that women continue to play a key role in the achievement of targets set by the party and government.
This assembly is a testament to the strength and influence of women in our party and indeed in our nation. Our journey together has been one of remarkable achievements, marked by a commitment to uplift every Zimbabwean, regardless of gender, age, or background. The Women's National Assembly plays a critical role in shaping the policies and direction of our party and nation, ensuring that the voices of women are not just heard, but are integral to the decision-making process.
The ZANUPF Women's League National Assembly is focusing on the role women can play towards the achievement of Vision 2030, along with ensuring food security in communities countrywide. Olina Ndori, ZBC News, Harare.
Zimbabwe and Tajikistan are discussing potential energy collaborations after Vice President General retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga toured the Nurek hydropower plant in the Asian nation.
The Nurek hydropower plant, with an installed capacity of over 3,000 megawatts, generates about 50% of total annual energy demand in Tajikistan, making it the heart of Tajikistan's energy system. Vice President Chiwenga was impressed by the engineering feats and sheer scale of the dam, which stands a staggering 300 meters tall, making it the second tallest in the world after China's Jinping Dam.
What is interesting is that it's 300 meters high, and they generate more electricity than we generate at Kariba. When you look at the length of Lake Kariba, which we used to pride as the biggest man-made lake, is only 128 meters high. This is 300. It's quite massive. And as you saw into the control and the turbines, they've got 9 turbines, but it is the high tech. You saw it's very small, the control, center, but they produce more electricity. And when we get back home, it is our idea to look at all our major rivers and see how we can preserve it, not only for the agriculture, but for the electricity, for producing electricity.
Discussions with Tajikistan's Minister of Energy and Water Resources, Mr. Juma Dela, revealed shared interests in collaborating in areas which include water, energy and food security.
We will be looking in terms of sharing the knowledge and the experiences of two countries, also the best practices, but also the challenges, the lessons learned, that what worked, what didn't work. Secondly, we agreed that we will share the experience in terms of attracting the significant investment and the implementations of the medium and big scales hydropower projects.
These discussions come on the heels of the 3rd high-level international conference on water for sustainable development held in Dushanbe. Minister Dela pointed out that Zimbabwe's leadership at the conference not only served the global water agenda, but also opened doors for bilateral relations with Tajikistan. The two nations plan to establish working groups to explore concrete opportunities, with Tajikistan experts expected in Zimbabwe soon to assess business prospects, paving way for a potential roadmap towards energy security for the two countries. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News, Dushanbe.
The Ministry of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services has challenged journalism educators to create a safe environment for students at learning institutions to shape their future behavior in the newsroom.
The official launch of the Zimbabwe Journalism Educators Network in Masvingo this Friday saw Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Mr. Nick Mangwana, highlighting that the molding of professional journalists should start at learning institutions.
When we speak to the Gen, we're speaking to a whole network of journalists, or journalism educators. And our appeal as government to you is that let our classrooms be safe for our kids, or for the kids of the Zimbabwean people. And therefore that will make our newsrooms safe. When we are talking of standards, we find convergence between the Gen and government thrust in its policy making.
The Jenny President, Mr. Golden Maunganidze, said their organization is committed to resourcing and supporting quality journalism education.
From now onwards, we recommit ourselves to resourcing and supporting quality journalism education, and we believe that we can easily become a resource to all stakeholders in this room and outside this room.
Journalism scholars and media stakeholders gave solidarity messages to ZANUPF.
I see ZANUPF as a vital resource, continually improve the quality of our journalism in education. This is a broad field of education, encompassing broadcasting and media consultants as well.
On your shoulders a huge responsibility to empower the next generation of journalists to uphold the highest standards of professionalism and integrity by sharing knowledge, skills, and experience with them.
ZANUPF is an affiliate of the African Journalism Education Network, which was launched last year in Kigali, Rwanda. Ms. Martina, ZBC News, Masvingo.
Government is encouraging joint ventures as a viable alternative in reviving production levels at irrigation schemes countrywide. Zimbabwe is targeting to increase irrigable land to 350,000 hectares by 2025.
Chibwe irrigation scheme is back to full productivity courtesy of government's irrigation development drive under the Smallholder Irrigation Revitalization Program, ZANUPF. Scheme beneficiaries, including Chairperson Mr. Nelson Bundwa, are excited about the transformation brought about by the ZANUPF program, which has seen provision of 2 center pivots, pump house, and rehabilitation of canals.
Ma center pivot, 2 center pivot, ma drag hose, ma pumps, ma canals, kuti tiwe tinobetsereka munharaunda mwedu semafamazi ekutanga kurima muno musi extension. So zvinezvi tanomuono uripo wakajeka kuti zviro zvinezvi zvakaite hurumende zvakanaka.
Takuone kundutsoke nyaya yejoint venture yatakaita neSEP yakatipe zviro zvakakwana zvekuti tishandise muno. Musina chiro titori vanhu vaitambudzika.
Yakatipe ma center pivot, ikatipe pump house, ikatipa zvene ma 30 ma drag hose patakasime bhinzu. Pa center pivot panapa ndo pane 40 hectares dzatakasime magwere.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Professor Obed Jiri, revealed that so far 56 of the 60 schemes targeted under the ZANUPF have been completed, urging farmers to make use of joint ventures to maximize production.
We don't want any irrigation scheme and any irrigation development to go unproductive. That is the last thing we want. We want every piece of irrigable land to be productive. And joint ventures are one such arrangement which allow for maximum productivity. At Msakawanu Shibwe, the 1,000 hectares, more than 1,000 hectares, we are seeing more than 90% of utilization, which is a feat that many individuals may not even achieve.
Government is targeting to put 350,000 hectares under irrigation by 2025 as part of efforts to accelerate climate-proof agriculture programs. Chamuka Charakupa, ZBC News, Chibwe.
The continued promotion and capacitation of women and girls has been cited as vital in ensuring Zimbabwe achieves gender equality and equity for the development of communities.
Winners of the 2024 Women Changing the World Awards were honored at a glamorous event in Harare Thursday night. The awards are a branch out of Dr. Terirai Trent, a lady who has defied the odds to become a global women empowerment champion. Some of the recipients applauded the recognition, saying it offers inspiration to other women and girls across the globe.
I just want to say to anybody who wanted to give up, who is about to give up, don't give up.
I'm fighting period poverty in rural areas of Urungwe, because I suffered period poverty and shame. So I'm just trying to make a difference whereby I don't want any girl to experience what I have experienced.
For myself,
It was the willpower that I had to be someone in life.
For the founder, Dr. Tererai Trent, the awards not only celebrate individual accomplishments, but also seek to inspire others to create change.
Despite the challenges, the trauma that we come from, we can, if we have other women who can create that platform, because women, we are the healers, we are the matriarchs, we are the wisdom whisperers.
Guest of honor and Minister of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development, Senator Monica Mchangwa, described the awards as an initiative that will propel women into leadership and decision-making positions.
I'm excited to see empowered women with passion to nurture and empower fellow women and the future generations and shaping the future of our societies. Let me applaud the organizers of this event who are academics, who are making efforts to break down barriers.
The Women Changing the World Awards celebrate and recognize women achieving outstanding success in areas such as sustainability, humanitarian work, leadership, advocacy, technology, product development, and education. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News.
Zimbabwe's tobacco industry has achieved a milestone in sustainable practices, with 24,000 hectares of trees having been planted since 2014.
The initiative has been facilitated by an 18 million United States dollar investment from tobacco merchants through the Sustainable Afforestation Association.
In January 2014, an ambitious project to plant 24,000 hectares of trees led by the Sustainable Afforestation Association of Zimbabwe, SAA, was launched to halt deforestation caused by tobacco curing.
We have designated our areas to the tobacco growing areas because sustainability is going to be a huge thing going forward with our international manufacturers who buy from Zimbabwe. This is going to be very important because EU legislation asks us to have a sustainable product which they will buy. If we don't have a sustainable product going forward, they may move to other origins.
We have put in place a legislation which requires that every farmer who wants to make use of firewood for sustainability has to grow a plantation of firewood so that they can be able to sustainably grow their crop.
After 10 years of planting trees, the fuelwood plantations initiated by the SAA are ready for harvesting, with the initiative expected to benefit not only the farmers but the tobacco industry and the nation at large.
In addition to planting trees, SAA, in conjunction with Forestry Commission and other government agencies, protects approximately 110,000 hectares of indigenous woodlands around their fuel wood plantations. The plantations whose harvesting is launched today bears testimony of the success of their afforestation program.
This SARS program is a testament of government commitment to environmental protection and sustainable development. By partnering with the tobacco industry, the Forestry Commission is providing a viable solution to address the pressing issues of deforestation.
To complement the 1,800 to 3,000 hectares being planted each year, the Tobacco Industry and Marketing Board also collects an afforestation levy from growers, which is being used to plant more trees under the Tobacco Wood Energy Program steered by the Forestry Commission. Tapiwa Machemedze, ZBC News, Mazowe.
These and more stories are also available on our website. It is www.zbcnews.co.zw.
Or you could get in touch with us on our social media handles, that is at ZBC News Online.
Still to come in this bulletin in business. Afrexim Bank signs a 80 million United States dollar facility with CBZ Bank.
And in sport, Zimbabwe drawn in Group B of the 2024 COSAFA Cup. The main news takes a break. We'll be back with you shortly.
The regular football season is over.
What?
Yes, it's over.
Oh, no.
But not for us here at Supersport. We've got a big deal coming your way.
Sorry, that's actually a pretty big deal.
Catch all 51 games of Euro 2024. Stay connected to DSTV to watch all the action on Supersport.
Welcome back from the break. In our next report, various physical and mental drills took center stage as Zimbabwe joined the rest of the world in celebrating the World Yoga Day in Gweru this Friday.
The novel sport of yoga, which began in India in 2014, is gaining traction as Zimbabweans warm up to the discipline, which helps in strengthening one's physical and mental being. This year's celebrations witnessed the old and the young participating in the sporting discipline, which also helps people to meditate and free some stressful conditions in their minds.
Millions and billions of people now on earth practice yoga in the Western countries, and it's a billion-dollar industry in the US, other Western countries. But apart from being an industry, as the Honorable Minister also said, this is something which provides multifaceted benefits. It's an overall discipline, and you will yourself experience what it gives. I'm wearing two hats now, so let me say a few words as far as the bilateral relationship and my role as ambassador is concerned.
After some physical and spiritual exercises during the sessions, the participants acknowledged the health benefits accrued by practicing yoga.
I've learned that yoga, it helps to relax our body, our mind, and our spiritualness. It also relieves stress.
They help us to be physically fit and mentally fit.
Government says the event is testimony to the cordial bilateral relations between Harare and New Delhi.
India remains one of the key partners with the significant Indian community contributing to the various sectors of our economy. Under the new administration of the President, Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa, the relations have been further strengthened through the engagement and re-engagement policy.
India has pledged to send more experts to train in the discipline in various spheres of life, with Zimbabweans expected to visit the Asian country on exchange programs for the growth of the sport. Tafaraj Kumira, ZBC News, Gweru.
We're now crossing over to our Montrose studios in Bulawayo, and it's Dora Ngube on the other side to give us more news. A very good evening to you, Dora.
Thank you so much, Joyce and Zain. A lovely evening to you, and of course a lovely evening to our viewers. We continue from our Montrose News Desk. Government says the agriculture, food systems and rural transformation strategy is paying off, with revelations that fish production has surged to more than 33,000 tons per annum from 20,000 over the past 1.5 years.
The Presidential Fisheries scheme is aimed at improving access to affordable protein at household level while enabling commerce from the sale of surplus production. The scheme entails establishment of village, schools and ward fish ponds, 2 per site, to cover up on the country's annual fish deficit of 27,000 tons. 180 million fingerlings are set to be distributed riding on the presidential borehole scheme, targeting to sink 35,000 boreholes countrywide.
We've seen a growth from 20,000 tons to 33,000 tons. But what I would want you to know is that we still have a gap of about 27,000 tons, because we are consuming 60,000 tons of fish per year, and we're only producing 33,000. That means we still have a long way. But there is great potential in growing fisheries in Zimbabwe.
To further propel the fisheries program in the country, 5 fingerling production centers are being developed at strategic locations to service the entire country.
We are actually setting up breeding sites across the country. So at the moment we've got 5 breeding sites, which will be based at Henderson, Makoholi, Matopos, Bubilupani, and Chipinge. So the whole idea with regards to these breeding sites is for us to actually boost the number of fingerlings that we are producing within the whole country.
Experts believe this program has the potential to be a game changer for Zimbabwe's fisheries industry. By increasing fingerling availability and production, the program can create jobs, boost incomes in rural communities, and provide a sustainable source of protein for the nation. Tichaona Kurewa, ZBC News.
Government's thrust to modernize all ports of entry dominated proceedings when the Zimbabwe Revenue Authority, Zimra, engaged media practitioners on its digitalization strategy, taxation and customs in Masvingo this Thursday.
Zimra Commissioner for Customs and Excise, Mr. Batsirai Chadzingwa, says the authority is working on modernizing their operations at all ports of entry, including introducing the drone technology to curb smuggling, which remains rampant. The authority engaged journalists from the southern region who attended a 3-day training on taxation and customs in Masvingo, organized by Zimra in partnership with the United Nations Development Program.
If you are not modernized, it means you are left behind. Why modernize our operations? There is an efficiency level. Automation, it reduces human intervention. The issues of corruption are dealt away with. When you look at automation, there is an ease of doing business. Let's take, for example, the online lodgement of your returns. You can do that in the comfort of your home.
According to the UNDP, taxes remains the most sustainable source of revenue for governments, hence the need for capacitation of tax administrations.
Why a focus on taxation? Taxation can directly or indirectly support the achievement of the SDGs by providing revenue to fund supporting activities. I'll keep on referring to domestic resource mobilization because without money, there isn't much which government can do.
Journalists who participated in the training program got an opportunity to visit the modernized Beitbridge border post to appreciate Zimra operations.
It's important for you as a journalist who is based or reporting on customs to know the mandate of the agencies which are tasked with carrying out the role of collecting revenue for the government to be able to offer social protection services and meet some strategic development goals.
This program has managed to equip journalists with the requisite information that they would use when reporting, because in most cases the journalist would just report in a layman's perspective.
Zimra Regional Manager, Customs and Excise, Ms. London Lovu, revealed that the new tax and revenue collection system was a game changer and has seen them surpassing their targets since 2022.
There's order and there's more control. There's audit trail as well. And again, it also assists us in ensuring that corruption is kept at a minimum or reduced totally.
The modernization of the Beitbridge border post, which has brought fast cargo scanners, drone surveillance technology, sniffer dogs, the separation of traffic and the beefing up of security, has contributed immensely to the revenue collectors' improved capacity. Ms. Martina, ZBC News, Masvingo.
The need for tertiary institutions to take a firm stance against students engaging in plagiarism using artificial intelligence, AI, through harnessing relevant policies has come under the spotlight.
The use of artificial intelligence in academia, particularly ChatGPT, is resulting in increased cases of plagiarism.
With plagiarism, we are saying we are using someone else's work as yours. So in academics, we say we need to be able to cite the work that others have done. So by using tools like ChatGPT, those tools, they are using content that they found online or they find online.
Institutions of higher learning have, however, found remedies to address the problem.
We will also utilize tools like Turnitin, which are now able to detect content that has been generated by this generative AI. But those are some of the ways that we can do.
Chairperson of the Zimbabwe Information Communication Technology, Mr. Jacob Mtisi, emphasizes on the need for a clear policy and consequences for students caught engaging in plagiarism.
Each and every institution should have a policy against the use of AI in terms of generating reports, in terms of reproducing some work. There's got to be policies and there's got to be consequences for an average student that is actually being caught using AI as a tool of generating what the lecturers or the university requires.
Artificial intelligence is yet to become more essential to Zimbabweans beyond the field of academia, but its untapped potential gives room for new opportunities amid emerging technologies. Farai Gwaze, ZBC News, Harare.
And that's all we had for you from our Montrose News Desk. We now take you back to Joyce and Zain for more news.
Well, many thanks to Dora and our team at Montrose Studios in Bulawayo. From Bulawayo, we go further afield beyond our country's borders, where the United Nations Security Council has called on the warring parties in Sudan to seek a resolution to end the conflict.
The United Nations Security Council has demanded that the Sudanese paramilitary rapid support forces withdraw all troops from El Fasher in the Darfur region. This comes after the 15-member council adopted a British-drafted resolution on Thursday with 14 votes in favor, while Russia abstained. In a statement, the council has called on the warring forces to remove obstacles from humanitarian access. According to the United Nations, El Fasher's last functioning hospital was forced to close down after an attack on the facility, while more than 130,000 residents have fled the city due to fighting between April and May.
Palestinians who were forced to leave their homes in Gaza's southern city of Rafah after Israel called on Palestinians in the city to evacuate are having difficulties in accessing electricity, water, and are at risk of sunstroke. According to the United Nations, nearly 500,000 Palestinians have fled Rafah. The expanded humanitarian area in Al-Mawasi, west of Rafah, where Palestinians were told to vacate to, is extremely hot, and displaced families are enduring exceptionally harsh living conditions at the humanitarian site. The Palestinian health authorities in the enclave have reported that over 37,000 people have been killed, with more than 85,000 wounded since the start of the conflict in October last year.
The main news takes a break. We'll be back shortly with the latest in business. States dollar trade facility with CBZ Bank amid expectations of affordable loans for industry and commerce.
A copy of the agreement released this Friday shows that the deal signed in Bahamas has a period of 3 years with an option to roll over for another 2 years. Confirming the latest development, CBZ Holdings Group Chief Executive Officer Mr. Lawrence Nyazema reviewed the importance of the agreement in increasing exports and helping the productive sectors on trade financing requirements.
The main purpose of the facility is to support our exporters. It's coming in 3 tranches. So the first tranche is a short-term working capital facility. What that does is it enables exporters to buy raw materials which they will convert into commodities that they will export. The next one, which is quite important, is a capex facility, where exporters can buy plant, can buy equipment that they will use to convert raw materials into exportable products.
The facility is being targeted for export-oriented sectors such as mining, agriculture and SMEs, among others. University of Zimbabwe Business School lecturer Dr. Nyashaka Seke said that the sustainability of trade and industrial facilities will depend on banks offering affordable loans.
The facility is actually a positive development to the Zimbabwean economy, but what should CBZ do is to make sure that it is affordable to both the big and the small scale sector firms that we have in Zimbabwe. It should also be accessible by all means, by all sectors in the economy.
The 2024 monetary policy statement notes that while banks are cautious to lend, fearing huge default rates, the need to come up with affordable loan facilities will increase economic activities and accelerate growth. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
The US-Africa Trade Investment Summit has created a platform for investors to explore business opportunities in Zimbabwe. The details.
The just ended 6th edition of the US-Africa Trade Investment Summit held in Harare, which looks to grow trade between the two countries, will also benefit intra-Africa trade relations.
We are from South Africa. We've been in business now for 10 years in the construction industry. And before that, I was with a larger construction company, and we are wanting to now, from an independent point of view, to be able to grow our business within Harare.
Yes, the business will be good with the involvement with the Zimbabwean people, because they starting long ago. We are starting now, and then we come here to learn.
We are looking at building relationships from other African countries. The forum is called US Africa, but in essence, it also allows for Africa intra-Africa interaction.
US-Africa Trade Commission Chairperson Dr. Davison Gomo is optimistic about growth in trade relations between Zimbabwe and the United States.
You know very well that we've had not so sustainable, not so nice relationship with the American system, but over the years things have changed. We have a very big diaspora that lives in America and wish to do business. We have Americans who obviously want to do business in this country. Our initiative actually is centered on a business-to-business arrangement, managing the relations, managing the interaction between businesses across the Atlantic and of course Africa.
The summit sought to strengthen economic ties and explore new opportunities in trade and investment. Farai Gwaze, ZBC News, Harare.
From business, we now take a look at what is happening in the world of the arts. Traditional music is laying its claim on the local music scene through groups such as Developmental, whose remodeled productions have been warmly received by music lovers.
What started off as a hobby has been transformed into a music career by Evias Bebe, leader of Developmental Music Ensemble, who has teamed up with Awakiwe Nkosi, popularly known as Gogo Mankosi. The duo has charmed music lovers in Zimbabwe by packaging isichikicha and introducing it to the airwaves.
Nathi kusimangaze kakhulu ngendlela abantu abawamukele ngakhona ngoba thina siwenza sasithi nje ngoba ngangijwayele ukwenza nje ama-small project engahambi, so sasizitshela nje ukuthi hayi sizayenza sike siza ukuthi kanti ngapha esintwini kungaba njani, abantu bazithanda ingoma bazithumelana ngama-WhatsApp.
He also spoke widely about the project, whose hit song Zibalemvula is loved by many. A traditional healer by calling, Gogo Mankosi is equal to the task in terms of balancing the two occupations.
Ngiyasenza isintu ngiphinde futhi ngingene emculweni ngoba kwamculo walethwa yibona. Konke ngiyakwazi ukubhalansa ngesikhathi esifaneleyo. Mawumele ngingene badaleni bese emsamo ngenza into zami zesintu ngayenza into zokucula ngiyakwenza isikhathi sakhona ngiyakuyenza nje ngiyakubhalansa kahle.
The introduction of isichikicha on the airwaves is fast gaining traction and is set to dominate the local music scene.
The stage is set for the redefined concert, which is set to ignite the Harare International Conference Center this Saturday.
The wait is over. Zimbabwe's biggest music event, the Redefined Concert, is happening this Saturday at the Harare International Conference Center. The show will see Ja Praiser, Felinandi, Master H, and Winky D, among others, sharing the stage in what promises to be an unforgettable night. In an interview with ZBC News, event organizer Elton Kurima revealed that preparations for the show are at an advanced stage, adding that the concert seeks to create a unique experience that showcases the diversity and talent of Zimbabwe's local music industry.
So these are the best artists that we have in the land. So we want the fans to experience something that they have been yearning for. Ja Praise and Winky D on the same stage. Yeah. We have a rising star in Felinandi and Master H. So it's sort of bringing the best of both worlds onto the local scene.
In its second installment since its successful debut in 2022, the Redefined Concert is poised to be a thrilling celebration of Zimbabwe's musical excellence, featuring the country's top talents.
All I can say is this Saturday is going to be epic. The main news takes a break. We'll be back shortly with Anashim Rombedzi walking us through sport.
What's wrong? Needs a little something. Needs a little something. Needs a little something. Needs a little something. Needs a little something.
KFC's got the sauce. Introducing our spicy range flavored with Tabasco. It's finger-licking good.
That's it. The regular football season is over. What? Yes, it's over. No! Oh, no. But not for us here at Supersport. We've got a big deal coming your way.
Yeah! Sorry, that's actually a pretty big deal.
Catch all 51 games of Euro 2024. Stay connected to DSTV to watch all the action on Supersport.
Welcome to the Sports Corner. Anashim Rombedzi here with the latest in the world of sport. Zimbabwe has been drawn in a Group B of the Confederation of Southern African Football Association COSAFA Cup, slated for South Africa from the 26th of this month to the 7th of July.
The Warriors returned to the COSAFA Cup after missing at the last two editions due to the FIFA suspension that was imposed on Zimbabwean football. Zimbabwe have been welcomed back with a tough draw as they are set to face record 7-time champions Zambia, unpredictable Comoros, and a guest team yet to be confirmed. Zimbabwe are the second most successful team at the tournament, having won the regional trophy 6 times, one behind Zambia. Interim Warriors coach Jairus Tapera has already named the team to take part in the tournament that will see a number of changes from the one that was doing duty in the World Cup qualifiers. This year's tournament will once again see 12 teams taking part, split into 3 groups of 4, with 3 pool winners and the best placed runner-up advancing to the semi-finals. Madagascar and Mauritius are the 2 COSAFA nations that have opted not to compete in this year's competition. The competition will give a vital game time for players and coaches ahead of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers that are set to be staged later this year. Lawrence Trusida, ZBC News, Harare.
Former Kasolaga Premier Soccer League champions FC Platinum are looking to continue piling pressure at the top of the log as they travel to Luveva Stadium for a date against the Blue Chiefs this Saturday.
FC Platinum are second on the log and trail log leaders Manica Diamonds by a single point. The four-time champions are undefeated in their last 5 matches, winning 4 and drawing once. After a fortnight break, the former champions are looking to continue with the momentum.
Started our preparations on Monday. Everything has gone well with us. I'm happy. Most of the guys who were carrying some knocks, they've recovered. So, and we're now looking forward to our Blauch's game, which I don't think is going to be easy for us. Every time we always go to Blau after a week or some breaks, we always struggle. But I hope with what I've seen from the boys, definitely will go there and come back home with a positive result.
The Platinum Miners are welcome back Captain Wallace Magalalne, who's been out injured. Meanwhile, log leaders Manica Diamonds travel to Harare for a date with Yada at the Hart Stadium. Defending champions against the Platinum Stars a date at Chicken at Baobab, while Simba Bora face RNL at Wadzanai Stadium. On Sunday, Dynamos welcomes ZPC Kariba to Rufaro Stadium. Bikita Minerals face Highlanders for the first time at Baba Field Stadium, while Teo 1 date Cape United at Bata Stadium. Troubled Chagudu Pirates face Rentals, while Wange take on Greenfield at the Colliery. Lawrence Truseda, ZBC News, Harare.
Zimbabwe is sending a 41-member team to the 2024 African Youth Chess Championship set for Gauteng, South Africa from the 15th to the 23rd of this month.
The big Zimbabwe delegation is hoping to prove its mettle in South Africa. Zimbabwe has already produced winners at this prestigious tournament before, and the current crop is hoping to walk in the same path.
We don't often get opportunities like this to play at such a big tournament as this. I think it will help me improve a lot, especially killing the weaknesses in my game, but also just in general, it will be a good experience.
Last year, I was very scared. Now I know that it's not something you should be too scared about. You should go into your games with a calm and happy mindset, and you will win. And I know that now I know my competition from last year because we're in the same age group. So now I'm more prepared.
The African Youth Chess Championship is a competition for cadets up to youth level, and Zimbabwe used the national schools competitions to select the team going to Gauteng. Zimbabwe Chess Federation Technical Director Tapiwa Gora, who also played in the championship 14 years ago, believes that the experience will shape future champions.
Our future is very bright. This is a new crop of players which will be taking over in the near future from the top players. So these experiences will help them improve their game and push them to study more, play more, and just explore and enjoy the game of chess.
The team is expected to depart for South Africa this Saturday morning. Lawrence Truseda, ZBC News, Harare.
That's it from the Sports Corner. Now let's take a look at the weather.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to today's weather report and focus. My name is Baba Maketa. It was very cold in the morning throughout the country, with some areas recording some ground frost. Some of the recorded values were -3 for Harare, -1 for Wedza, -1 Rusape again, and 1 degree Celsius Lupani in the morning. However, as the day progressed, we saw these temperatures rising to the mild category under mostly sunny conditions. And for the forecast tomorrow, we're expecting it to be cold again in the morning, and chances of ground frost are also there, especially over the central watershed. Temperatures should also rise to the mild category as the day progresses. For these temperatures in detail, we're expecting Harare to have a minimum of 5 degrees Celsius in the morning and a maximum of 23, Ulayo 7 and 22, Gweru 0 and 19, Mutare 6 and 22, Kwekwe 5 and 23, Kadoma a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 22 degrees Celsius in the afternoon. Mashingo should start off at 1 degree Celsius in the morning to record a maximum of 21 in the afternoon. Chinoy 1 and 25, Lupane 0 and 26, Pindura 8 and 24, Marunda 4 and 19, Gwanda a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 24 degrees Celsius in the afternoon. In our major holiday resort areas, we're expecting Victoria Falls to have a minimum of 7 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 23, Kariba 11 and 29, Great Zimbabwe 1 and 21, Nyanga 4 and 15, Matopos 2 and 21, Chimanimani 7 and a maximum of 23 degrees Celsius in the afternoon. On Sunday, we're expecting a cold and moist southeasterly wind over Matabele South Mashingo, the southern parts of Midlands, as well as the southern parts of Manicaland provinces, and this should result in cloudy conditions in the morning over these areas. The rest of the country should, however, be mostly sunny, and temperatures should be low in the morning, becoming mild as the day progresses. That is all from the Weather Desk, Zimbabwe. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your viewing.
Many thanks to Baba Maketa for giving us the weather report and forecast. Capping tonight's main news from all of us here. It's good night.
Good night.